Welcome everyone, I'm Chameli Seniviratna and this is my assignment 1 for ECEC100. And this presentation contains 7 main sections, 2 approaches, 2 theories, 2 frameworks and finally the reference list. First, I'm going to talk about John Locke's historical approach. So according to John Locke, he believes that children as a blank slate, where children are not born with innate knowledge, rather than they gain knowledge through various experiences, interactions and opportunities, as mentioned by Irving and Carter in 2018. So how John Locke's theory explains the child's development needs and behaviors. Let's say if a child is less desirable for reading, according to Locke's theory, that means that child has gained less opportunities and experience regarding story time and reading. This reflects a development need. This is where we as educators need to intervene qualitatively and plan activities so that they can learn through those experiences. So as a future educator, I will create developmentally rich environments which encourage activities and include more active exploration and logical reasoning. And then I'm going to talk about play-based learning, which is a contemporary approach. This is a child-centered approach which promotes the development of children through their natural, inquisitive and explorative disposition, as mentioned by Hunter in 2019. For example, let's say a child is playing with building blocks and he's making a tower using that. He will explore and use the experimental skills, and if they fail to do it, they will use problem solving skills to somehow build the tower. So this will help to develop child's cognitive development and other numerical skills, as mentioned by Hunter in 2019. So for my future pedagogy as a future educator, I will create more intentional play areas which enhance cognitive development and provide more open-ended materials which will enhance curiosity, invite active exploration and engage them in purposeful conversations like, oh, how do you think about that? What will happen after this, to broaden their perspective. And then I'm going to talk about Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. So Piaget believed that child unlocks their own intelligence through a process of 4 stages, as mentioned by Carter in 2018. One is sensory motor stage, 0 to 2 years, where children gain knowledge through their 5 senses and motor movements. Then the pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years, where children use more language and gain knowledge through symbols. These 2 stages are the most important in early childhood education. And then third is the concrete operational stage, which is 7 to 11 years, and the formal operational stage, which is 11 years and over. So how Piaget's theory helped to understand the children's development needs and behaviors? I will explain it through an example. Let's say an infant or a toddler of 0 to 2 years is dropping a spoon time to time even though you pick it up. That is not that they are misbehaving, that is they are learning through the cause and effect, the sound, the cause and effect. So as a future educator, I will let children explore different hypotheses and come to their own conclusions while guiding them through the process. And then I'm going to talk about Vygotsky's development theory. So Vygotsky's theory is more contrasting than Piaget's theory. According to Vygotsky, children learn, develop, and behaviors are shaped through social interaction, according to Nolan and Raban. So he prioritized learning from others than individual learning. So Vygotsky says the children perform less when they learn individually, but assistant performance is their highest level of performance. In between, he identified the zone of proximal development. So how Vygotsky's theory helped to understand the children's development and needs. For example, let's say a child is solving a puzzle, but he is struggling to solve it. So, but through the hints and guidance of an educator, he can successfully do it. So, as a future educator, I would encourage more smaller group activities where they learn from the peers, solve problems with the help of peers and share their ideas, and I will assist them to reach their maximum level. And then I'm going to talk about the National Quality Standards, which is the regulatory system for early childhood education and care. So in National Quality Standards, they have outlined 6 main quality standards which we as educators need to make sure that our processes and learning programs are aligned with. So our profession is aligned with. So educational program and practice. So we have to have more child-centered programs to stimulate, enhance learning development. Then we need to prioritize children's health and and safety. Then we need to think of children's physical environment, and we need to have appropriate indoor outdoor facilities to initiate activities. Then we need to have staffing arrangements like qualified experienced educators to create the learning programs. And then as educators, we need to make sure good relationship with the children so that they have a sense of belongingness and safety. And then we need to have collaborative partnership with the families, communication and consultation with the families to understand children more and guide them towards success. And then I'm going to talk about the early years learning framework. This outlines 5 main learning outcomes that we as educators need to make sure when planning our learning programs. So one is children have a strong sense of identity. Then the children are connected with and contribute to the world. Then children have a strong sense of well-being. Children are confident and involved learners, and children are effective communicators. I will explain this through an example. Let's say I'm planning an activity to make a shaker with 2 disposable cups and grains. So child will make it and make sure, oh, I made it. That is aligning with the outcome 1, where child have a strong sense of identity. Then child will incorporate hand and eye coordination, motor skill development, and child's well-being will be developed through this activity, aligning with outcome 3. And then they might face problems in making, but they will learn through the peers and educators and have more involved learning, aligning with outcome 4. So we as educators need to make sure that we are the learning programs that we plan are at the end of the day reaching these learning outcomes. And this is my reference list, and thank you so much.